Hello, I'm Chris Crawford, and this video is intermediate slip joints. Now, I put a tutorial on my website back in, I think around 2001, showing how I built a slip joint pocket knife. And in 2009, I believe it was, I released a video, how to build a slip joint. I released it on DVD. And since then, I've been wanting to re-release or refilm the video using better equipment, higher quality camera, and these kinds of things. And also, as my methods have changed from 2001 to 2009, since 2009, some of my methods have changed as well. Now, as I mentioned, this video is called Intermediate Slip Joints, and the reason is because I've just filmed one also called Basic Slip Joints. These videos will be released at the same time, so if you're watching this, then know that the Basic Slip Joints video is also available. Well, what's the difference of the two? Well, basically what I wanted to do is take the content from the video from 2009 and really split it off. Now, since that time, I've upgraded a lot of my equipment. I have things now that I didn't have at the time. But I didn't want to just go in and make a knife using things like, my surface grinder, milling machine, horizontal grinder, some of these things that knife makers may not have, especially people who are new to knife making or new to folder making who want to make a slip joint. When I started making slip joints, I was a little discouraged at first because of the books and the things I found, the tutorials. People were making really nice knives, but they were using high-end equipment to do it. So my first video in this new series, Basic Slip Joints, focuses on building a basic slip joint. In fact, I have it right here. So this is just a little G10 handles, a 01 tool steel blade, and I think I have nickel silver pins. I use some cold blue on it just to darken the blade and the back spring. And I've been carrying this knife ever since, and I love it. It's a very thin, lightweight knife, but we did this with minimal tools. We did it with a drill press for drilling the holes. We used a bandsaw for cutting out the parts. Of course, a grinder for grinding the parts, and then also the forge for heat treating. And there may have been some other little shop tools, that I use, like files and different things like that. But that was the majority of the big tools, or the tools that most people would have starting off. I tried to stay away from the surface grinder, from the horizontal grinder, milling machine, and other things that new knife makers may not have. Now, in this video, what I wanted to do is kind of go to the next step, and this is why I'm calling it intermediate slip joints. In this one, I'm going to be making a slip joint like my regular EDC1 pattern, which has nickel silver bolsters, liners, and pins, jig bone handles. It'll have a nail nick in there. We'll etch our name in there. We'll do all these things. We'll show it on this one. And also, I will be using the equipment that I have now that I would normally use. And so, I've upgraded my main grinder since the first video, where I have a variable speed grinder, milling machine. I have a horizontal grinder, as I mentioned earlier. And so I'll be using all of these things to make this knife. And so that's one of the reasons I want to separate it. So we have a basic one for anybody that wants to get started. And then we have the intermediate one that kind of takes it up to the next level. Now, why is it not called advanced? Well, because I don't feel like at this time I'm making an advanced knife. There are plenty of things that I still want to learn when it comes to making slip joints. Like doing inlays and doing pinch bolsters and fluted bolsters, and a lot of these things that makers are doing that really take their knives up to the next level. And so hopefully maybe one day I'll come out with an advanced slip joints, or maybe we'll find somebody else and we'll film an advanced slip joints project with them. But anyway, for now, this is intermediate slip joints, and so let's get started.